First You Think is a not-for-profit ministry of the First Unitarian Church of Des Moines. Support us at ucdsm.org today.
Good morning. I'm Katie Allen. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. As someone who started her social justice journey being green, I was drawn to energy and justice for all. This was our green group from about 15 years ago. We took over our to-do list that was provided to us by the UUA, Unitarian Universalist Association, for those of you who don't know that acronym. Checking off item by item, literally for years. Slowly, the group achieved the designation of Green Sanctuary, but we were tired. Near the end of the process, truth be told, I was glad we were done. The group was a bit lost afterwards. We completed our to-do list. Now what? Fast forward to the 2020s. The UUA saw what we saw. The old way didn't energize people, didn't engage, and strangely, it wasn't sustainable. So they changed things. It was suggested, why not just a handful of people? Why not the whole congregation? Isn't all green efforts noteworthy? Not just those on a to-do list? I love they inspired me to not just act, but to observe and celebrate with others and their efforts. I'm not alone. The new material that was provided to our team and to our congregation from the UUA is totally relatable, totally accessible, and asks that we bring our whole selves. I love that. Lastly, I'm proud to be part of this church, this community, and how each of us make our world healthier in big and small ways all the time.
I'm Don Shepard, also with the Green Sanctuary team. There are many ways to honor the web of life. There are many actions that can be taken. To get these actions recognized, we submit them to the UUA, Site of Love, and they put them into 4 essential pillars. Some of them fit into just one, some fit into more than one. These actions may be taken by individuals in the congregation, by small groups in the congregation, or by the whole congregation. I'll describe these 4 essentials now, and you can see them in your insert in your bulletin. One is mitigation. Mitigation is solving a problem or preventing a problem from occurring. So things like shrinking your carbon footprint would be a mitigation. The second one would be community resilience. This would be surviving a problem that might have occurred or recovering from it. So, for instance, a flood, any kind of disaster, a fire, a heat wave, something that might hurt your community can be, needs to be recovered from and or survived. The third one is justice. Environmental justice involves being for people who are being hurt by environmental problems. So, for instance, people with fewer resources like the poor, the homeless, the disabled. Some of us can weather these things better than others. If we have resources, we can be more resilient. We can maybe escape from the problem. But many people can't. Also, people can be just in an everyday situation. We know that people in poorer neighborhoods don't have as good a tree cover and may actually experience hotter temperatures. The fourth one is congregational transformation. We get some credit for helping our congregation become more aware of environmental problems, of becoming more involved in environmental problems. So that's the fourth one. So there's room for all of us to get involved in these four essentials, and when you'll see later on here how some of our actions have been mapped into these four essentials. For instance, each of us has our own approach to nature, and there's room for all of us. For instance, I'm not a particularly outdoorsy sort of person, never have been, never fished, never hunted, haven't done very much camping and hiking. I'd rather stroll in garden paths than tromp through deep woods. But still, I'm a nature lover. I love to know how nature works. I love to study the wonders of nature. I'm fond of bird calls and waterfalls. I want, with everyone else, to have clean air, to have clean water, and to see the earth a pleasant place for all of us.
Good morning. I am Linda Lemons, she, her pronouns. Our Green Sanctuary team is wanting to envision with you a transition from an extractive age to a new age. With our new covenant with the UUA Side with Love Green Sanctuary team, we are moving from a hierarchical accreditation relationship to a supportive, strength-based relationship, recognizing our actions. Reimagining our community thriving provides a North Star and vision of what we want to create. First, clarifying for oneself what my community needs, what brings me joy, and what I have to offer. And then sharing those ideas and responses with others changes patterns of domination and extraction into reciprocal relationships. Together, we channel our tunnel vision into thinking systemically, practice shared supportive decision-making, new and ancient ways of being together, learn a new social change ecosystem framework, and practice being centered in love. Our goal is also to practice deep listening, grounded curiosity, mindful communication, and genuine appreciation, and giving ourselves to be imperfect so others can practice grace. The UUA is creating a network of UU congregations supporting and learning from each other. That is the exact role our team is hoping to provide to our congregation. It will take us a while to live into this new way of being in relationship, but with practice and ongoing learning, we can make a difference. I encourage you to think about what our community needs, what brings you joy, and what you have to offer. Please email your answer to green@ucdsm.org or join us, our group in Realm, where you can get more information so that together we can support each other and learn together as we take next steps.
Good morning. I'm Linda Goff. My pronouns are she, her. And I would like to read an excerpt from a letter sent to us by the Unitarian Universalist Association. Congratulations on a well-deserved recognition of your congregation's climate justice ministry. We're happy to recognize the First Unitarian Church of Des Moines for your Green Sanctuary actions in 2025. We appreciate the ways your congregation is engaging the four essentials, which are the ones that Don just talked about. We are looking forward to learning how you continue to build on this important work. Enclosed, you'll find a poster that includes 2025, as well as the stickers for each of the four essentials. The UUA is pleased to celebrate your 2025 Green Sanctuary recognition. And this was signed by Rachel Mislevy, who is the climate justice strategist for the UUA. So Linda has the poster, and that you also see it on the screen there, that Rachel refers to, along with the stickers for each of the four essentials. You can see that we are celebrating this recognition in each of the four categories for 2025, but our work is not done. We have more work to do, and The poster shows 2026, 27, and so on up to 2030. So hopefully you can all help us achieve these goals. In the middle of the insert you received in your bulletin, you can see the action goals for 2026. Thank you, Linda. Yeah. Next, we want to lift up groups within our congregation who contributed to this recognition for 2025. These groups are listed on the back of your insert, and we have a slideshow featuring some of you who are participating in these groups. So we'll start with the Kitchen Committee for their focus on sustainable practices and efficient appliances. Thank you. Thank you to the worship team for their land acknowledgement during our Sunday services. Thank you to the Mini Forest team for planting a forest with 600 children involved from Brookview Elementary School and the team's continuing care of this forest. Thank you to the planners, facilitators, volunteers, and participants who brought about the Climate Justice Revival in the fall of 2024. Thank you to our partners, the Sierra Club of Central Iowa, and our UU volunteers and donors who sponsored a water quality event featuring Chris Jones, an Iowa research engineer. This event also included a fundraiser for the Brenton Slough Project, which is overseen by the Iowa Natural Heritage Foundation. Thank you to the Centering Nature team for outings and educational opportunities designed to get us into nature and help us focus on our UU values while we're in those settings. Thank you to CUPS for developing theologies and rituals that honor spiritual teachings of earth-centered traditions, which celebrate the sacred circle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature. Thank you to the adult programming team for allowing us to sponsor forums and book groups on environmental topics, and some of those are listed there on the back and the gratitudes. Thank you to the Capital Campaign for their focus on resiliency for the woods and creek and sustainability and energy efficiency with the indoor projects. Thank you to Amos and those of you involved with that group for work on the Housing Trust Fund. Thank you to Feds for serving food monthly at the Central Iowa Shelter in service to a population very challenged by climate fluctuations. Thank you to our Faith in Action partners for 25-26, the YMCA Supportive Housing, which serves the unhoused population, and Refugee and Immigrant Voices in Action. We have supported them through our financial donations and volunteer hours. So I want to thank you all for your care for our planet, our community, and our congregation.
So, those are some of the big things that happened, that we observed, that we noticed. But I know that there are thousands of small, significant ways as well that each one of us in this room and on Zoom have participated in helping making our planet a little healthier. So, here's an opportunity for you to share a little bit about what you did without making you come in front of a mic and confront your fear of public speaking. So instead, I'm going to just rattle off some of those things that each one of us in this room may have participated in. If you did those things, give yourself a little bit of a shout out by waving those hands in the air like you don't care. So, in gratitude and recognition of the environmental actions by all of us in this room, Let's hear it for those of you who collect trash on the ground that you didn't drop and placed it in a receptacle, thus avoiding it entering our waterways. All right, look around. All right. To those who are involved in removing invasive species, whether in your yard, church property, or state or county parks. All right. Wow. I didn't know we had that many. That's great. I'm getting the chills. Happy chills. To those of you who don't run your car to warm it up in the winter before you drive it. Very nice. To those of you that participated and helped plan the Faith in Action Partnership activities with the YMCA supported housing and refugee and immigrant voices in action. I know we mentioned it there, but I just want to do another double shout out because those are pretty cool. So thank you to everybody who did that. To those of you who engage in composting efforts here at church and at home. Very nice. Don't forget to turn it. Oh. To those of you that carpool and or are thoughtful about planning out your errands. Good job. Those of you who are already planting your 2026-2027 garden full of fruits and vegetables. 'Tis the season, right? Those of you who are thoughtful about not wasting food, such as eating leftovers. I've got soup in the fridge for lunch today. To those of you who bring your own bags to carry home your purchases. And that doesn't have to be just at the grocery store. I've started bringing in actually leftover containers into restaurants. Hate styrofoam. How you doing? Let's see, where did I leave off here? To those of you who give us a moment weekly to consider how our... Did I write this? That did not make any sense. To those of you who give us a moment weekly to consider how our church, homes, and businesses are ancestral lands. So thank you to the Celebrant team for doing that. To those of you who practice nonviolence and anti-oppression within yourself and the world around you. And that may not connect, but I think it does. To those of you who take care in your water usage. Shorter showers, etc. To those of you who ride your bike to get where you need to go. And I just have to say, when I thought of that, you know who I immediately thought of? Harvey. I know there are others, but that's what's in my brain jar there. Yeah. To those of you who participated in Less Mow May. And I want to add to that, who leave maybe parts of your yard a little bit wild to maybe the chagrin of those neighbors, right? To those of you who completed a home energy audit and focused on the 3 C's of weatherization: cost, comfort, and conservation. And if you haven't had one done, please do. And if it's been a minute since you've had one, do it again, because there's always new technology out there. So, all right, how about to those of you who have utilized resources from Good Neighbor Iowa to move away from using pesticides on their lawn? All right, coming into the home stretch here. How about to those of you who shop at a deli counter or butcher for meat or fish and it's wrapped in paper? And of course, that maybe isn't the best message, but some of us still eat meat, right? So good on you if you do that. How about a little shout out to those of you when you purchase loose fruits and veggies, you put them in your own reusable bag that you brought it from home instead of putting it in another plastic bag to put in the plastic bag. Don't get me started. To those of you who bring a reusable cup to the coffee shop to sit and enjoy a real cup. And I have my reusable cup over there. And that to those of you who line your garbage bin with paper, and for wet scraps, you're composting or freezing those until the next bin day. So instead of more plastic, not my best friend. And yeah, just 2 more. Those of you who use a reusable lunchbox, containers, or beeswax wrap for storing food, shout out to you. Thank you. And last but not least, to those of you who attended meetings based on the Harkin Report. These meetings were hosted by CCI, Food and Water Watch, the Sierra Club, and Iowa Environmental Council, and the Des Moines Sustainable Task Force. So it was a nice coalition. So if you gave yourself an opportunity to get educated and up to date. So Everybody, hands up. Yay! So good job, everybody. And as part of the Green Sanctuary team, as we alluded to, it's not about what us Mighty Four can do. It's about what all of us can do. So we're going to be watching and observing what you're doing. And what's going to help with that is let us know what it is that you're doing. So maybe you're part of an RE group and you decide that you're just going to walk around the edge of our property and collect garbage. Let us know about that. That fits under one of our 4 pillars, and then we can get recognized again because it's what we're all doing, not just what the Green Sanctuary team is doing. So thank you.